Good evening. Dr. Martin Luther King, the apostle of nonviolence in the civil rights movement, has been shot to death in Memphis, Tennessee.
My thanks to all of you, and now it's on to Chicago, and let's win there. Thank you very much.
Good morning. Today is Wednesday. It is the 19th of June. I hope everybody is cool today because it's hotter than hell around the United States, but it's summer. You know, 1968 was a very important year for me in my life. Number one, I turned 21 years of age, which means I was able to legally vote in the first election for the President of the United States that I was eligible to vote. But more importantly, I was able to drink legally in the city of Chicago. But 1968 is mirrored this year by the fact that the Democratic National Convention is going to be in the city, and it was chaos in 1968, and it's going to be worse here. But, you know, there's things that history repeats itself. I hope it doesn't repeat itself in certain episodes. In 1968, Martin Luther King was shot, and that caused mass riots around the country. It began a tremendous upheaval in race relations. In 1968, Robert F. Kennedy was shot. And that ended the hope of many Americans trying to get back to Camelot, which was what the nickname was for his brothers, John F. Kennedy's tenure in Washington, D.C. They called it Camelot, a younger president, a beautiful wife, a great family, hope for America, a younger America, and that was dashed on November 22nd, 1963. What I didn't realize in 1968 in June, James Earl Ray was arrested in England in Heathrow Airport. He's been traveling around the United States from Memphis, Tennessee, from where he shot Martin Luther King, to Alabama, Michigan, Detroit, overseas, trying to get away from authorities, eluding him for being the suspect in the assassination of Martin Luther King. I did not realize that. I probably did back in 1968, but in recalling certain things, in 1968, James Earl Ray was arrested in England. In 1968, a gun control bill was stalled in the House of Representatives. Now think about that. We're talking 56 years ago. Gun control. We're still talking about gun control. I always remember one of my good friends, a law enforcement officer, put a gun on a table, and he said, "How many people did that gun kill?" And a lot of us were around there and just taking a look at him. And he said, 0. It's not the gun that kills the people. It's the idiot pulling the trigger. And that's what we have to concentrate on. All too often, gun controls bills contain stuff that legal citizens are penalized rather than criminals. A criminal can always get a gun. It was suggested that one way that we eliminate gun violence is when an act of violence is committed with a gun, there's an automatic 10-year prison sentence even before they consider the act of violence. If a gun was used in a crime, you're going to the Hoosgow for 10 years. That may deter some people. But we have a gun czar now, Kamala Harris. She's doing a great job, as she is on the border, but that's a whole different story. You know, you feel your age, you feel your mortality when someone either close to you or that you recall fondly has passed away. And it was reported that Willie Mays died, the Say Hey Kid. I had the privilege of playing with Willie Mays. And I just want to tell you, he was one of the greatest individual baseball players I've ever seen. An outstanding human being. Rest in peace, Willie. You brought entertainment and smile to millions of people all your life. Watch the Howdy Boomy podcast on the Howdy Boomy channel on YouTube. The Howdy Boomy Show. HowdyBoomy.com for great memories for baby boomers. The Howdy Boomy Show. Truth, justice, the American way. 1968 important election. This year just as well. God bless you. God bless the United States of America. Make sure you get out and vote. Thank you.